Irvin in the second quarter, and then the 37-yard that set up this field goal to start the fourth quarter have been the big plays. Otherwise, the Eagle defense has played more than decently tonight.
Yeah, they've played pretty well. I mean, Alvin Harper doesn't even have a catch. Novacek has one. Irvin has some catches outside. I believe he's over 100 now. And then the running backs underneath. Really, it's been a pretty good defensive game by the Eagles.
Bonio with the kick, heading over toward Vaughn Hebron. Hebron on the return for the Eagles. Cowboys with good coverage on kickoffs today, and Hebron is down at the 31.
I see Bill Bates going over to the official again and saying something. He just got thrown. I mean, it was worse than a hold. They just took him, and then they just threw him in the air. Watch him come down, and I believe it's Oden, 58. He come down, he'll make the contact, and then Oden will get into him. There's 58. Now watch him. Watch it just take him, and they just...
It's a wrestling move.
It's a wrestling move. That looked like one of those over-unders they throw.
Like your son's
My kids throw those things on you all the time, yeah.
First down on the 31. Calvin Williams in motion. Cunningham throws caught up the middle by Barnett. What a bullet thrown by Cunningham. And a gain of 18 yards. Dixon Edwards defending.
Yeah, and a nice job of Cunningham of buying the extra time. I mean, this is what he does well. The offensive line will set, and then there'll be a breakdown. He'll get some pressure right here. Yeah, and then he just avoids the rush with 2 steps and finds Fred Barnett. And that's buying time with your feet in the pocket.
First down on the Eagle 49. Keep it on the ground to Walker, who gets into Cowboy territory and a gain of 2 yards. Robert Jones, the middle linebacker, making the stop on Herschel Walker.
But then Robert Jones, mentioned earlier, I've been very impressed with him. And I think the best thing he does is he just flat out flies. I think the 2 inside people, Lett and Maryland, do a great job of not letting anybody get to him. And then he just takes off and gets to the football.
Second and 9. Walker with 49 yards rushing today. Cunningham out to James Joseph, who's dropped immediately by Larry Brown. Robert Jones, who has played better than a lot of people expected this year for the Dallas Cowboys. And I know, Matt, you respect this middle linebacker and have watched him.
Yeah, and I think he's gotten a lot better. In fact, the best thing that happened to him was they set him down last year because that made him mature. And the guy, look, he can flat out fly. And to be honest with you, I think with Robert Jones in the middle, I think they're better off in the run than they were with Norton. And I think that's a high compliment. Remember, Norton went to the Pro Bowl last year, and Jones is having that kind of a year.
3rd and 6. Cunningham pass. Calvin Williams has it. And a first down inside the Cowboy 40. Well, both Barnett and Williams are getting their share of action today.
Yeah, Calvin Williams has brought a little emotion to this offense. I mean, they've been kind of dull, but this guy has not. It seems to me like he's saying, look, I'll take you there. If nobody's going to do it, I'll do it. You can see he works right around Jones, the inside backer, and sits down. And Cunningham, again, with time, finds it.
4 catches, 44 yards. Best he's been in a while. First down at the 37. Play fake, and the pass is caught. James Joseph.
He faked himself out.
Larry Brown didn't have to make a play, as Joseph fell down in a gain of 23, though, and the Eagles are driving.
Yeah, nice play action. Again, holds the backers, allow Joseph to get there. You see, Jones steps up. That creates the void in the middle. And then watch Jones just fake himself out.
Cunningham took this shot at the end from Chad Henne.
Yeah, from Chad Henne. But enough time to be able to make the throw.
But Cunningham is in rhythm right now.
Yes, he is. Same zone he's been in from the end of the second quarter.
On the 14-yard line. There's Walker. Nothing doing. And it was Tony Tolbert first and Robert Jones next. So there's your man Jones.
I think where the difference is with Robert Jones is he's not as good in space as Ken Norton was. I think he's better in the running game. I think he attacks. I think he's a good tackler. He's faster. But he doesn't have the feel in the passing game, which will come. I think Jim Eddy is to be complimented on the coaching job he's done with him.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Eagles have 2 field goals so far in the red zone today. Cunningham, penalty flag down, and he throws the ball away. Haley put the rush on that time.
And that's just good coverage back there. Nowhere to throw that football. It's going to be another one of those.
Boy, the Eagles once again.
Yep, self-destructive. They work their way all the way down the field. They come down to 2nd 11, and then they catch a hold.
Holding, 73 offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
I mean, there's holds, and then there's holds. Lester Holmes. I mean, you know, he just put the big bear hug on him is what he did. And if you're going to hold, you got to hold inside. They won't call that, but once you clamp to the outside, there's a flag coming.
The teams hold because they're overmatched up front.
I think teams hold, yeah, that's part of it. And then sometimes schematically, you just can't get away with it. You don't want to give up a big sack.
6 penalties, good yardage against the Eagles. 2nd and 21. They get some of it back. Barnett out of bounds. And maybe all of it soon. Darren Woodson defending.
Boy, Smith on the corner. He went for a big interception. You'll see him watching right here. And he's going to go with the comeback. And he makes the read. Now watch the break. See, he goes for the ball, and he misses it. And that allows Barnett to come up with a 4th and about 1 or so.
20-yard gain.
I'm sorry, 3rd one.
There it is. Just missing the ball was Kevin Smith. 20-yard gain. Randall Cunningham has completed his last 9 passes. 3rd and 1. To throw. Touchdown, Maurice Johnson. Second touchdown catch of the year, and they're going for 2.
Which they have to.
Trailing 24-19. If they are successful, they would be trailing by a field goal.
I got news for you, people. That was all Randall Cunningham. He got some nice protection, and then he's been hot. 10 straight passes. The ball has been absolutely perfect.
This is their second 2-point conversion. The Eagles failed in their one earlier try. Cunningham throws it up for grabs, and it's tipped away by Larry Brown. So the 2-point conversion fails. It was intended for Maurice Johnson, and the score remains 24-19. So now the Eagles, as you see the touchdown here, need a touchdown to take the lead. In the second half has completed 10 of 12 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he started getting into that zone earlier than that, didn't he, Matt?
Yeah, I think, remember, right before the half, we said he started to hit that zone. And I think he was 4 of 8 since that time. So that makes him 14 out of 20. But remember, 3 of them were killing the clock.
Eddie Murray and not Jeff Wilkins kicking off this time for the Eagles. Kevin Williams on the return. Trying to get outside, and he's not going to get there. Well, let's see how the Eagles respond. That's Randall Cunningham working on him. Eric Zomalt made the stop on the kickoff. Green Bay and Detroit in a big Central Division game.
Yeah, that's a monster. Barry Sanders, David Craig has been the difference up there. I think they've got themselves a focus. Remember when we saw them earlier in the season, they were really lacking in a focus philosophically where they were with their offense. I think Craig's maturity has given them that.
2 teams that are 6-6 going at it at the Silverdome.
You see Charles Haley there looking at all those shots. And that's one of those guys who's going to figure out blocking schemes and stuff, and then he'll get to the rest of the D-line.
First down from the 22. Rodney Peete is nailed from behind.
Coverage sack.
William Fuller, who had 8 sacks in the first 7 games and has been shut out in the last 5, picks up his first of the game.
He's going to come this way. He's looking this way all the way. And a nice job right here. See the zone? Takes these 2 guys away, and then right here. Beautiful. And then there's nowhere to throw this football. and that allows him to come around from behind and make the sack.
Number 9 on the year for Fuller. Second and 12, Emmitt Smith. And he loses some yards. Romanowski.
What a nice play by Bill Romanowski. Knowing that he's got to keep his outside arm free, comes up and takes on the force, and then Emmitt Smith tries to make him commit with a little inside move and then bounces it back outside, but Romanowski makes up the difference.
Loss of 2 more. Grossman comes on for pass rushing. It'll be 3rd and long. Here comes the pressure, and down again. Fuller and Harmon, and a loss of 9.
What a nice stunt run inside with Andy Harmon. Watch him with Townsend. He'll take the inside, and he'll tie up 2 guys. And that will free Andy Harmon, and he flushes him right over to William Fuller.
2 sacks in this series.
So Harmon gets the pressure, but Greg Townsend creates the whole thing.
John Jett will kick from his end zone. Jeff Seidner near midfield. Fine kick by Jett. Seidner gets into Cowboy territory. 1 man to beat. And finally Brock Marion gets him. The Eagle defense started it all, and now special teams.
And the same guy that left him hanging down on the 3-yard line makes up with a big one. A great block by Kenny Rose that frees him. Make the kicker freeze his feet, and then watch Dixon Edwards run this guy down from behind. What a great play by Dixon Edwards. See, once you get that kicker to freeze his feet, anybody, he's beat. And then Dixon Edwards just turned on the Jets and caught Seidner.
51-yard return is a career-long punt return for Seidner. And the Eagles, sparked by their defense on the last series, have a first down on the 12. Here is Herschel Walker inside the 10. And you remember the Cowboys had over 100 yards in the 3rd quarter. Their minus yardage so far here in the 4th. And the Eagles, who have never led in this game, are knocking on the door with plenty of time remaining. Just under 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Remember what Charles Haley told us last night, Matt? He says, when the defense is on the field too long, sometimes we tend to lose focus.
Yeah, lose our focus. And I think that's an indicator of a young team.
2nd down and 7. Again, they go to Walker.
Oh, a nice move inside.
And a good play by Tolbert.
Tolbert's played himself a good football game all day long. Consistent pressure in the passing game. And then in the run game, he's always showed up.
The Eagles have lost 3 in a row, trying to snap the losing streak and improve their wild card playoff hopes. This is an important game for them. And the Dallas Cowboys coming in knowing that if they were to win today, they would wrap up the division title and move closer to a week off when the playoffs come around. 3rd and 6. Ball at the 8-yard line. Pressure on Cunningham. Oh! Intercepted. Darren Woodson.
That's 6, baby. Nobody's touching him.
He'll go all the way. And this crowd will be silent. 94-yard interception returned by Darren Woodson to break the Eagle hearts.
Cunningham throws us outside, and that's just tremendous break on the ball by Darren Woodson. And then the one guy who had a shot is the quarterback, which means 6 points 94 yards later.
The 3rd longest in Dallas Cowboy history, 94 yards. And the first time this year the Cowboys have returned an interception for a score. And Butch Davis can sit back